back piece, the orange there, but they just finished up that wrap yesterday. The last thing I want to do is scratch that thing up.
Yeah.
All right. Me and him's going to change and we'll get ready. We got to switch over to the modified, really get some seat time. I'm kind of learning my way through everything. There's a lot of power on those cars. You know, when you go into turn one and any turn you go in, you're going to sling it sideways, and you feel the force kind of pushing you back. Just got to stick in it, man. Put it to the floor. First run we had out, period, if there's any, the entire front portion of the fender was rubbing the tire. So when I would go in and we'd go to turn one and turn my wheels back, it was getting stuck on the sheet metal, so then it would push up.
Too tight. I can't even throw it in without it wanting to come, like it wants to push up the track on me.
So we need a up
It's so tight. I don't know. I'm gonna call Derek. He told me to call him if I had any issues. It's god awful tight. I go in and it just cuts up.
I can barely get on it. Where's my phone at? Dad, let me see your phone. It's just cuts up the track like a mother freaker. It's so tight, and it looks like it's rubbing the middle. See that? All right, front. Yep. Okay, I was about to say, because I mean, every time I would go in, this is pretty much, I guess, a new body. I guess I was in, but every time I would go throw it into turn one or turn three, obviously now I see why. It was rubbing, so it would obviously get stopped against the sheet metal, and then it would just go right up the track. And we end up having to cut that out, grind it down, or file it down, make sure that, you know, obviously wouldn't cut the tire or nothing like that. And once we got out there, I could turn the car a little bit better. Turn one, you've got throttle open and you want to burp it, or you get off of it and you know you lose that momentum, what you should be trying to pull through the corner. I mean, you're just going to go up in the wall, and it is what it is. You got to make sure, and when you're taking that thing in, driving turn one, you got to hold it wide open, man. Roll with it, you know, drag your brake, work your brake, however you see fit. Once I continue to get some more experience with the race outdoor with some of you guys and do it on a week to week, a lot of this stuff will come, but it's just a matter of working out the quirks and learning specific things that this car wants and the feels of it, so we'll be good to go.
If you could find a set of 205, 75s, 15s, I'd get them. It don't matter if it's a car tire or a trailer tire. I mean,
yeah, I can get them. Me and Frankie had to change about 15 things on the car.
So $686 for that one.
And $699 is what he'll be running.
So honestly, I think that'd work better because he could use just a smidge, and I'm not spending more money.
You got a little bit more cam lift than he's got too, so.
So honestly, it'd probably bounce.
That'd
down.
honestly work out better.
That's what I'm thinking. I know it's gonna be a hassle to get that transmission in.
No, man.
No.
Man, it'll take me about probably 10 minutes to take one out and put it in.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. Frankie's a plethora of knowledge. You just got to be able to get it out of him without him getting sidetracked and talking about something crazy.
I don't know why people put Chevrolet lugs on these stupid trailers when they make them. If you come in, we talk, and then next thing I know, we're sitting over there drinking a bottle of water and shooting the bull crap. Yeah, California
When me
kid.
and Caleb met, I was very much California, but since I've been back home to the South, I got a little more Southern in me now. Yeah, I'm back to my roots.
Just a little bit. You
Yeah.
ain't got that Southern twang yet.
I got the Southern accent, that's for sure.
Well, you got part of the mullet right, so you just got to grow the rest of the back
Yeah,
out.
I thought about it since I did heat and air now. I genuinely thought about it.
Mine's coming back, son. I had a luscious one, by God.
I'm thinking about doing it.
That's Frankie. Frankie used to grab a hold of it. So you need to cut it.
Picture of it.
You need to cut it.
If y'all support it, I'll go mullet.
The typical work day with Frankie is pretty long. Most of the time we're not doing anything for the car, and in the last hour we're just struggling to get it done because we sat there and talked about the most random thing you could imagine.
That's Rocky putting we're putting a transmission cooler on it so we can run 500 more horsepower faster.
No, this is going to be for a fuel cooler.
Yeah, that's right. We're running illegal fuel coolers on our cars now, so make sure you, what do you call it, protest us in the next round. Next thing you know, we're about 5 hours behind, and then we're looking at, you know, we need this done yesterday. I don't know if that's good or not. I've had all them for so long. They got fluid in them and everything. I think the reason why we do talk a lot is because sometimes we have to bond more and get to know each other better and see how we're going to work together. I don't think these are dry rotted. They've got some spots in them, but well, they do. They look pretty dang rough right in there.
Honestly, those look worse than those.
Do you think he'd have 4 of them?
Yeah.
See if he's got 4 of them, 205, 75, no, I think we need a 70 because that'd be a little bit wider.
Yeah.
So we'll go with if you can get 205, 70, 15s, that'd be great to put on this. Because it won't lift it up, it won't lift it up too high.
Frankie helped me out with a lot of stuff. I didn't realize there was so much that I was missing, and he had some parts laying around, some odd and end stuff, and he gave it to me, and beyond thankful. Without him, the car wouldn't be running at all.
One of the things that we've been fighting all year is overheating. We really have been trying to do everything that we can to fix that issue. Multiple fans, manual fan, electric fans, redo all of our electrical in the interior. For some reason, that night, I think it was one of our fresh motors we had just put together. I can't remember if that was the first night or the second night that we had ran that motor, but we put it together and actually had worked and come straight from work that night, switched out into our uniform, went on track. We were kind of rushed. Started at the back, I believe, of the heat. Fought our way up to a good starting spot for the main.
Well, welcome to being a driver / owner. How about that?
The only thing on my mind when I pulled up to the track for the first race was, I really hope the car stays together. That was the only thing I was concerned about. There was no, what if I don't do well? What if I wreck? What if this happens? I was just there to have fun, and I wanted my car to stay in one piece. So I go out for hot laps, and I do one slow lap. Second lap, I come through 1 and 2, and I started to get into it, and I was honestly super impressed because a lot of the stuff on my motor, we cut corners where we could, so I don't have the best of the best. And I remember coming out of turn 2, and I was like, oh, this thing's gonna move. And then I hit about 4,700 RPMs. It just starts shuddering so bad. As soon as the car wouldn't go, it was immediate defeat, and also kind of broke my heart because the financial burden of building a race car is not light. So I'd poured all this time and money into it, and it didn't go, and I was pretty honestly devastated. It's pretty tough with Frankie not being there because he's the one that built the motor. He's the one that really knows pretty much all there is to know about him. I'm sure there's always something that might stump him, but he normally has a pretty good idea. And well, we were there with, I had a toolbox that was full of tools that I used on a dirt bike, and you need about 5 or 6 T-wrenches, and you can pretty much take a whole dirt bike apart. So I was a little underprepared for that one, and I'm trying to talk to Frankie on the phone. The track's loud, and have no idea what's going on with the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there. Basically, the car's doing this, it's doing that. What's going on? What can I do? And 9 out of 10 times you can tell them what to do on there, but if they don't know how to do it, then it's a totally different story. And I know a lot of times these guys need me down there, but it's good for them because they can learn.
You know what to do. I back this off, turn that counterclockwise 3 turns.
Where'd he go?
They're bringing, he's talking to Frank. See, because a while ago when I come over here and done it, they were shooting above the rail. Now it's shooting below the rail like it's supposed to. Getting way too much fuel. Right.
It was real deep. It didn't sound so bad.
Put the plug wire back. I wonder if fired up.
I'm gonna rewire that too. Taking all the connectors out. You don't want all the connectors.
No,
It just takes one way.
It was awful. If it would have happened at the house, it probably wouldn't have been that bad. If I would have started the car in the driveway and it wouldn't have ran perfect, it'd have been fine. I wouldn't have been that upset. That happens, but it's the fact that I went there, was prepared. I bought a $120 receiver about 5 minutes before that.
Very shortly after taking off, we were right on, I believe this is Shorty Lacey's his name, but the 91 car, and they were pretty fast. But we were stuck to the bumper. Obviously, I try to be the cleanest racer I can be, and so I didn't really want to move him or do something, too early on, especially, like I said, early in the race. So we were right there on him. We were pushing him down the back stretch at times. We actually were bump drafting a little bit. Eventually, he wouldn't get out of the way. So one time going into 3, I had just booted him up just enough up off the track where I could take advantage and go inside of him, and I did. Maybe by the end of the race we would have a chance to have a chance at Jake up there in the 121, but we just ran out of time. protested.
Why exactly did you want to protest him at the end of the race initially?
Man, I think it was one of those adrenaline things after the race. You know, a lot of people do a lot of things that maybe they regret, and I was so frustrated, so frustrated. That of all nights, we were so close, and I'm like, man, tonight was our night. I know we were the fastest car. There's no way he could have beaten me. Frustration building. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna protest him. And like I said, I'm running off adrenaline and thinking like, I'm pissed. And I mean, when you lose, it sucks. Yeah, I know. I sat there for about 10 minutes. It wasn't even that. It started raining again, and we had actually got protested, a couple weeks before that, and had to go through all that. And I said, and that's the thing, I know Jacob very well, and Jacob's a great guy. And the more I let it sink in, I'm like, I'm not doing this. You know, I know he's legal. I'm more frustrated at my circumstances and what we got going on and our performance. You know, we just got outperformed that week, man. I mean, it's plain and simple. He's got a fast car. It was a huge deal for them, and congrats to them. It's just we'll keep digging, and you know, we'll get to enjoy ours here soon enough.
That's dirt track.
We got a chance to run for championship this weekend. If you're not excited and the least bit prideful that, hey, I'm actually going to get a chance to run at any kind of championship this weekend, then don't even go to the track.